Hey, what's up everybody? Lawler here, and a lot to cover today with Psyonix's latest blog post, providing some details on cross-platform progression, as well as with the game going free to play in hopefully just a couple of weeks. But before we dive into that, as always, the easiest way to support the content is to make sure you guys give it a like if you enjoy the content, as well as make sure to hit subscribe and turn on notifications. If you guys want to support me directly further, the easiest way to do so is down in the description below. You can find all the social medias that are being displayed on the bottom left side of the screen. Make sure you guys go give those a like and a follow. So in the latest blog post by Psyonix, put out on August 11th by Max Parker, with the title of Cross-Platform Progression with Free-to-Play, a Closer Look. And what's going to happen is I'm going to try to dissect the 5 major topics that they detail in here. The 5 things that they really focus on is how to link your platform to your Epic Games account, which is going to be the all-encompassing platform that is used for linking all of your various platforms between Steam and Xbox and PlayStation and whatever you may have, Switch included. It also tells you how to select a primary platform, which is actually a really big deal. What items will and will not be accessible on both platforms. And I assume a lot of this is going to have to do with the fact that certain items have value and they don't want to allow you to use them in certain capacity. And then a big one that I know a lot of people that I'm not really too focused on, but I know a lot of people are interested in, is info on player-to-player trading. The ability to actually trade and receive items, even though you technically have what is potentially 4 accounts linked to one. And then last but not least, of course, they're trying to, and last but not least, a really easy way to get a free item just by setting it up. So that is what the video is going to all entail today. So let's go with the first one, and I'm going to switch scenes for this. So this is the actual blog post, and I'll make sure I have a link to this down in the description. But scrolling through, it talks about the 5 things that they're kind of focusing on, and they make it nice and separate it for us. So they talk about that in the next update, which is supposed to be coming relatively soon. It's going to do stuff with competitive rank, Rocket Pass, and everything else, and they're all going to associate it to one overall account. They've done this in the past for Epic Games with Fortnite, where if you have a Fortnite EA Games account or an Epic Games account, you have the ability to link your Steam account, your Xbox account, your PlayStation account, your PC account, all in one. And then whatever you do on the main account will actually allow that progress to continue on other ones, and Rocket League is going to go the same way. So Epic does have a lot of experience in this and have done this in the past, and it works almost seamlessly. So I'm really excited that I know a lot of stuff has happened behind the scenes for Psyonix to get this to the point where it is, but the fact that it is where it is awesome. So first thing is how to actually link the account and when it happens. So they don't give a specific date, and we assume it's going to be sometime before the 31st, so sometime before September hits. But what it's going to do is as soon as you log in or when you sign into an account, primarily being your Epic Games account, there is the first step of the process, which you will be prompted this as soon as you boot up Rocket League. So the first time you log into Rocket League, it's going to pop up with a screen that looks like this. This is the one that I use for the thumbnail as well, but this is not the final design. It's just a template. But when you log in for the first time, something is going to pop up on your screen, and it's going to say, hey, would you like to log in or link your accounts to an individual account? So you'll have your encompassing account up here at the top, and then it'll have all your other accounts based upon what platform you are. And then based upon the visual, it looks like after you're done linking your accounts, you can click next. It'll go then to the primary tab, and you'll select from there what your primary account is. What effect that'll have and what that actually means, I'm not exactly sure, and I hope this continues to explain later in the post. Once that you have logged in, you have set a primary platform, and this is the details that I was looking for. It will be your source of progression for all your connected platforms. They then also detail what that exactly means, and it says to make sure to choose the platform where you have the most progress in your Rocket Pass, your highest competitive rank, and everything else, your credits, your esports tokens, your balances, any physical purchases that you've made monetarily will be transferred over to that primary account, and that's the big reason. If you're going to play a majority on Steam or on Epic Games Store or whatever you're doing, but then you make your Xbox account your primary, all of the credits that you have, all the money that you've spent will transfer over to that, and it's counterintuitive. So make sure that when you do this, you're careful about it. I don't know if you'll be able to update this in the future. The other thing this will do is it'll also make your competitive ranks all transfer over to that primary as well. So if you have a Smurf or something like that on Xbox that you've been playing with, and you decide to make your primary your Steam account, then your Steam is going to get the new rank that you have been inflated to. I'm not exactly sure how it's going to work out if you have a player, for example, that's like Grand Champ on Xbox, but on PC they're, Champ 1 or 2, how that's going to affect things when it comes to the ranking system. But the rank system is already kind of in a weird place, in my opinion, so who knows what will end up happening with that. Either way, and ultimately at the end, it should balance itself out, but I'm sure things will be a little screwy at the beginning. Then it goes on and talks about all the different platforms that you can connect to and which ones that you can link. And then if you make a mistake and change your mind about which platform make your primary, don't worry. You can unlink it and then choose a different platform. But you will not be able to link that platform to a different Epic Games account. So what that basically means is once you create your Epic Games account, that is the number one. That is your head honcho. That's what everything's under. It's how they keep everything kind of coordinated. When you link an account to that Epic Games account, that is it. You cannot unlink that. So make sure when you make that initial account for Epic Games, if you do not have one already, be smart about it. You don't get a lot of choices from there, even though I know on their website they do allow you to change like the username and stuff, but just make sure you double and triple check before you give it the okay and the finalization of linking your accounts. Also, I mentioned how there is a way to get a free item by linking your accounts and just doing the setup process. They give you these Chopper EG wheels, which here's the visual. They're not too bad. I probably won't use them, but I do like the neutral color because then it kind of goes with everything. So at least they're thinking ahead in that one. Now, probably the thing people are most interested in is how is it going to affect the inventories. And they do emphasize that it is on every platform in one place, which I think a lot of people are pretty happy about. The fact that all your items can be found on one platform. I know people have earned items from one account, but they can't use them on another account. I get a ton of questions when I talked about this initially about how that's going to work. And they finally provide some of that information. So they do detail now that everything has been linked together. For example, and the example that they give, if you completed Rocket Pass 2 on PC, you have the ability to now use those items on other platforms as well once everything is linked. They then go into further detail talking about what things are linked on and what things will not be linked on the shared accounts. Across the shared platforms, you'll have all free earned drops. So when you just play the game and you get random items, common items, event items, you name it, will be included. Season rewards and titles, which I think is pretty cool. Rocket Pass, item shop purchases. So if you buy a Titanium White Fennec or something like that, it'll appear on all your platforms, which makes sense. And then obviously blueprints and items that are being built from those blueprints as well. And for those of us that have played the game before the free-to-play release, or those that have already purchased it, you will get all Rocket League branded DLCs included in the Legacy Pack, which is the name that they're giving for people that have purchased the game before free-to-play. If you're not sure what those are, you can click on the link and it'll show you all of those. Things that will not be shared, obviously platform exclusive items. For those that are unaware, depending on what platform you played on, like if you played on PlayStation, Sweet Tooth from Twisted Metal was one of the skins that you had for the cars. In the Xbox version, the Warthog and stuff from Halo isn't going to show. You can't use the Mario or Luigi NSR from Switch or Samus's Gunship or certain things like that. So ultimately, the platform exclusive items, as they've detailed, will not show, and that's more of a licensing issue. They also talk about how certain things like the Batman and superhero DLCs, premium DLC packs, that these are the licensing things that I talked about, things that they had partnerships with to bring those items. Those will not be shared. And then they also talk about how credits and esports token balances will also not be shared. So the reason why they're doing this is after you choose a primary platform, your credits and esports token balance will transfer over to that platform, but they want to make sure that you aren't spending money through a purchase, because if you play on Xbox, you're purchasing through Xbox's platform, but then for you to take the purchase there and then transfer it to another, it's just super confusing and logistically be a royal pain in the butt. So just try to make sure that if you're going to make purchases for the game, you do it on one platform and one platform only, which is probably going to be the case if you guys have a dedicated primary. The nice thing, though, is say you are on a console right now and you just don't have the ability to do a PC. Maybe like a year from now you build up a gaming PC. You do have the capability to make the PC one your primary later, and stuff should transfer over if I'm correct on that. They do state that if you have purchased DLC packs that are exclusive to certain platforms, you can still use them, and they are looking to make sure that the premium DLCs in the future will be launched on every platform, which of course makes sense now with the help of Epic Games. I think that's what excites me as well, is the fact that they have Epic Games. We've seen Epic Games with Fortnite do like Marvel collaborations and a bunch of other things for like the Avengers. A lot of really cool partnerships that they've been able to accomplish with like the John Wick skin and everything else going on. I really hope that Epic Games takes the partnership stuff that we see for Rocket League to a new level. By all means, the stuff that they did for WB and, you know, the throwback with Knight Rider and Jurassic Park and all that kind of stuff was super cool. But I really hope that they get some of this new pop culture mainstream stuff that we've been able to see at launch with Fortnite, whether it be with music artists and in-game concerts or whatever. I think they could do some really interesting stuff. Maybe they'll reach out to Elon Musk and we'll finally get a Tesla in the game. I don't know, but I think those opportunities are there. And I really hope that's something that Epic really kind of takes over and provides some insight on. And last but not least, the thing that probably affects me the least, because I don't really care about the trading system. I just kind of play the game and do my thing when I do. I don't really try to do like the whole trading market thing. So ultimately, they do talk a little bit about player-to-player trading. And the major reason is they're trying to make sure that they limit how fraudulent things are. So with that said, obviously they want to reduce the risk of fraud, which makes sense. A lot of people do get scammed on trades and everything. And part of the reason why is they also want to protect the value. So they do state that if you have purchased an item, it can only be traded on that platform you purchased on. So if you buy something on Steam, you can only trade it on Steam. Same thing applies to any other platform as well. And then they give the detail that if you build a blueprint on PlayStation, you won't be able to trade that item to Xbox or any other platform. The reason why they do that is so it does not kill the in-game economy when it comes to the value of these items. Then also state that you can trade other things freely regardless of which platform, but you can only trade with people who are in the same platform as you. So if you and your buddy want to trade something, you both got to get on your Xboxes if you want to make a trade on Xbox. So keep that in mind. Also, as an additional anti-fraud measure, they are making it so both players involved in any trade have to use at least 500 credits to secure the trade. People who have played before the launch of the free-to-play are exempt from this. So this is a big deal. If you're thinking about playing Rocket League and you don't want to deal with trade stuff and that is a focus, make sure you set that up beforehand. Also, before we close this out, big thing. Saw on Twitter that if you have an account, like say you started PlayStation the day it came out because it was free on PlayStation Plus, when you switch over, you'll have the estimated 2015 title. But if you ended up playing on PC years later, like say 2017, you will also get the estimated 2017 title. So you'll get multiple titles based upon what platform when, and you can use those on any given platform as well. So kind of a cool situation for those collectors out there that want as many titles as possible. So hopefully that answers a lot of your guys' questions in regards to what is going to be happening. I know a lot of these things have been asked towards me lately, especially on stream over at twitch.tv/Lawler, and I just hadn't known the information. So this does give us a lot of good details about how they're going to be handling things. Ultimately, simply because I've seen Epic Games already do this with Fortnite, and they're the exact same partner doing this again. So realistically, I was pretty convinced that they were going to handle it well. It's just a matter of how they were going to go about doing it and when. So the details are out there. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, make sure you guys drop those down below and let me know your thoughts as well on the whole situation. If there's anything you'd like or dislike about the way they're handling this, but ultimately, it seems like it's going to run pretty smooth, so no complaints here. If you guys enjoyed the content, as always, make sure you guys give it a like, as well as making sure to hit subscribe and turn on notifications. But that is going to wrap it up for today, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. We'll catch you next time. Peace.